with no ultimatum. Proverbials convey my verbatim proof operations.
All right, everybody, welcome back to MMA Mondays with your favorite hosts of the Pride Rules MMA podcast. This podcast is sponsored by 80K Fightwear, Black Hole Jiu-Jitsu, Madama Jiu-Jitsu, and 2 Minute Warning Sports 360. I am your host, the Reverend Tommy D. Joined with me, as always, by my bestest buddies in the whole wide world, El Professor, Omar Sangarima, and the happy casual, Christopher Gucci. What's up, boys?
I like you guys a lot. It ain't a reach at all.
No, me and Tommy are definitely not buddies. We're definitely, I mean, I guess you could consider us
frenemies
to a degree, but buddies, no fucking way.
Well, we got a great show planned for you guys tonight. We have Shamrock FC's co-main event, one half of the co-main event. Aaron Derrow calling in tonight to talk some MMA with us. So, guys, this was a pretty big weekend for MMA news. Like, a lot seemed to have happened from Friday until today. Probably the most MMA news we've had in one weekend, probably in a really long time. So let's start it off with the biggest news. DC and Stipe are going to be coaches on The Ultimate Fighter, which will air, and they will fight for the heavyweight title in July. It's the only move that could absolutely be made. I'm happy the UFC is doing it. I'm kind of shocked. But, Chris, what do you think about it?
I mean, I love it. I think I kind of alluded to the point that really DC is the only threat to Stipe at this point at heavyweight besides – no, actually, I think I used the name John Jones. But being that, he's not in the picture, I really don't see another fight for Stipe. I expected him to take a lot more time off, but I guess he's taking time off anyway because they can't fight in, what is it, July? That's a decent amount of time. That's 6 months. But I love it. I mean, come on. What else is there to be excited for in the heavyweight division or light heavyweight for that matter at this point? There's really no move for either guy.
Well, I think that's what it is. The UFC did not want to do Gustafsson DC2 because I'm sorry, as everybody's, Gustafsson deserves a shot. He had a shot and he faltered.
Yeah.
He had a shot.
I mean, I do think that Gustafsson is in line. I mean, just based on the makeup of that division, at the same time, this fight is the fight. Gustafsson could wait.
What do you think, Omar?
There's really no other fight that I'd be interested in seeing either one of them pursue at the moment. I don't even want to see another Verdum fight. I just don't. I know we complain about this whole money fight era, but this is one of those times where I think it makes absolute sense. And holy shit, if DC wins,
the DC Verdum fight makes a lot.
No retire, run the fuck away. There's nothing that come a stop.
Yeah, maybe.
But, make that.
You made a good point. Like, you don't want to see the Verdum fight, but that's a fight that isn't going anywhere. The same as Gustafsson, I feel. If Stipe wins,
unless Verdum gets arrested for assault, right, or gets brought on charges.
Crazy.
But yeah, that's it.
Well, if DC wins, he's not going to hold on to that belt because he's not going to fight Kane.
Yeah. I mean, are we pretending that
Kane's never going to fight for that belt? No, Kane's never going to fight for that belt ever again. I don't care if he comes back.
I wouldn't say never. I mean, the heavyweight division's weird, and Kane's not old.
If Stipe wins, Kane will be in line for that shot. If Stipe wins,
he's got 1 foot on the grave and 1 foot on the banana peel. All right, he's done.
Because you got to think that Kane will have to have at least a fight from now till then. I'm sure they'll tailor make that matchup for him with a tough name. Someone that he's going to beat because they want to build Kane. They have to want to build Kane at this point. But I don't know. It's a dangerous thing because you're going to build him to maybe face DC.
That'll never happen. DC will drop the belt. He's not going to keep it. He's going to drop it. He's going to become the 2-division champ and then drop it, which is the honorable thing to do, rather than becoming a 2-division champ and then running away with belts.
I don't know where exactly you plan on going with this, but did you see Ariel Helwani's tweet or Instagram post about what they were possibly planning to do with this card?
No.
They were talking about doing 3 champion versus champion, doing Dillashaw, Mighty Mouse, and Nunes and Cyborg on the same card. in Vegas. That shit would be crazy.
That makes sense.
I was planning on going to Vegas in June. I will definitely push that trip back to July, 100%. If that goes down, I might do it anyway.
That makes sense. They've needed a card like that. They've needed a card like that.
Mighty Mouse is saying things as like there's a 0% chance that he's going to fight TJ unless it's a mega card like this. So
yeah, that makes sense because now everybody's going to make some money. Everybody's going to make some money. Everybody is going to get this card, 100%. I think it would be great if they do that. But the problem is you got to follow that up with something. I mean, it's not going to be just as big, but you got to follow that up with something big. You know what I mean? You can't have something that's just going to blow the pay-per-view buys out of the water and then come up with 2 fight night cards that are kind of crap because it's a wash. Right, Omar?
I think you're going to blow a crazy amount of star power on this one show, but then again, I think they need to. I like the trend of even the thinking about the possibility of stacking a card like this because it's something that, these 3 esteemed co-hosts on this illustrious show have been talking about all the time is they need to concentrate the product a little bit more. Since when have we ever had three title fights on one card?
We've been giving them a lot of shit, the UFC. Like, the product they've been putting out of late and the steam that they've been generating, I'll give them credit. Like, the little post-Conor thing, it's not so bad. I'm very entertained of late. And it wasn't the case at the, I would say, midway point to the end of last year. It was just stale to me.
Well, yeah, because they weren't stacking all their chips on one card like they're going to do now. But, it's the summertime. You don't usually.
They have to do at least 2 of these kinds of cards a year. They really do.
Yeah.
Just like a big mega night. One in New York, one in Vegas.
I mean, maybe not champion versus champion all the time, but these are fights that need to happen. They're fights that need to happen. I mean, the Nunes fight we know needs to happen because there's nobody else for Cyborg. There's really nobody else of interest.
In MMA, it really is a unique time where you even have the opportunity to, put these 3 fights on that are actually the fights that need to happen. Usually there's more contenders, there's more. It's just very, it's strange.
It's strange, but it's one of those necessary evils. You know what I mean? It's a necessary evil. Yes, it's stacking the deck, but it's needed. You need to get a lot of eyes on there. And it's tough during the summer because not everybody's home.
Yeah, but the good part about it? Like the Brooklyn card, it looks amazing to me too. So it's not like that's April. 2 months later, April, May, June. 3 months later, there's another stacked card. We're getting ahead of ourselves as if this card is done. It's not. But I can imagine that they are trying to put this together.
Well, the scary thing is that you told me it came from Ariel Helwani. Because if he's breaking news early, we've all seen what happens if he breaks news early before it's confirmed.
He cries, he starts crying.
Yes.
It ends up with Ariel crying.
No, he said the latter 2 fights are far from done, but that's what they're trying to do.
Well, you posted
Chris,
that, didn't you, Chris?
I might have. I don't know.
Chris, you said this before. With the UFC, if there's smoke, there's fire. Just like we talked about with the Khabib and Edson Barbosa fight. We talked about that 2 months before the fight was even signed. So maybe that is what's going to happen. I hope it does. I really do. I'll be more than excited for that card. I'll probably go out and watch that somewhere. I don't think I'll watch that at home. I'll probably go out and watch that somewhere.
That's saying a lot because getting Tommy out of the house on a social call is apparently quite a happening. It is. It's tough. I mean, rightfully so. He's a family man. I respect that.
And I work more hours than most people, so.
That's true.
I like when I can sit in one spot.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's going on that as it unfolds. But another big story, Ronda Rousey on Sunday night showed up at the Royal Rumble. Now, everybody was wondering if she was actually going to partake in the first Women's Royal Rumble. Ariel Helwani, again, reported that her photographer was in the building, so that pretty much solidified the fact that she was there. But she came out towards the end, and this is the most awesome part. She came out at the end wearing Roddy Piper's leather jacket that was given to him by Adrian Adonis in a shirt that said Ronda. So she came out looking just like Roddy Piper, which he's her idol, and he gave her permission to use the Rowdy Ronda Rousey as her fight name. I think it's awesome that she's going to have a career with the WWE.
Oh, she's going to fucking kill it, bro.
I think so.
She's going to kill it.
I think so. You know,
and I'm not even this big Ronda fan, I'll be honest, but this is tailor-made for her. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Money.
Well, she loves
money
the
in the bank right here.
She loves the business. She's always loved wrestling. She was always at the WWEs. You know, she came out that one time with The Rock at WrestleMania. And the one thing that I like about this, because everybody's talking about, oh, it's going to be a one-off, blah, 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 blah.
She's going to be the longest reigning champ in Divas WWE history.
Well, no, what she did was she did a report. And one of the quotes that she was quoted saying is when she was talking to Triple H, whose real name is Paul Levesque, she said that, I don't want this to be a one-off. I'm here for the long haul. I've passed up opportunities that are going to make me more money and less work. I want this to be my new career. So right there, that tells me she's in this forever. Like, she's in this for as long as she possibly can. I know she's been working at it really hard.
The long-term commitment to this will make her way more money in the long run. She's about to be fucking. I mean, she's already super rich, but she's gonna make a lot of money in that business.
Oh,
for
absolutely.
Sure.
I mean, there's no pay-per-view on the table anymore because everything is done through the network. So I'm sure she's getting some sort of back-end money. Her merchandise is going to go through the roof. You know, the WWE right now caters to children, so she's going to be big for the little girls that watch WWE. Sorry, Chris, she's going to take your numbers in droves. Sorry to tell you that.
Jesus.
But
I mean, maybe he could get a shirt and then kind of use it.
But what I wanted to bring up to you guys, and we've talked about this before, is the hate that this woman is getting over all this, that she's being laughed at for it. Now, Chris, you've said this before, and Omar and I have agreed with you wholeheartedly. Women's MMA was almost pulverized when Cyborg pimp-slapped Gina Carano.
Yeah.
Like she stole her money.
Yo,
it was almost done.
It's a hard thing to watch, for the record. I just state for the record. That was a very hard thing for me to watch. Gina Carano, she is everything good in this world.
I was a Gina fan.
My own personal reasons, but
Lord.
I know, Chris. But,
tremendous.
Strikeforce had the women's division, and there were some pretty exciting fights, but it wasn't taking off. And then Ronda came in and was just this tidal wave. For you people out there that are bashing her, WME did not buy the UFC for $4.2 billion for Liz Carmouche and Miesha Tate. They bought it for Ronda Rousey. That's what they bought it for.
Miesha Tate, though. I mean, she's got a great ass. So.
We're not talking about that right now. We're talking serious.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, Christ. Christopher.
That was the Joe Rogan fucking... Come on, guys.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
Amen.
they bought it. They bought it
I know.
for Ronda.
It was.
That's what they bought it for. They bought it for her. And you know what?
Yeah, they bought it for Connor. Stop. But I get your point. I get your point.
She was one half of what they bought it for because before Connor, it was Ronda.
Mm-hmm.
That was the big draw.
She had a lot to do with
money.
the company being where it is, for sure.
Yeah, they didn't buy it for Miesha Tate. They didn't buy it for Liz Carmouche, which, I mean, Liz Carmouche is a great story because she was, she's an openly gay athlete, but she didn't have the title. Ronda came in with a title and set the all-time defense record for the women's title. And correct me if I'm wrong, nobody's broken that. Joanna didn't break it. Cyborg's not going to break it because there's not enough people to fight in her division. So what? Ronda lost 2 fights. Yes, she got beat. She got beat by Holly Holm, who took Cyborg to a 5-round war. And she lost to Amanda Nunes, who's the current champion, and is fighting Cyborg. It's not like she lost to a tomato can. It's not like she lost to somebody that Dana White and Matt Serra had to go out on looking for a fight
I don't think that
her.
anybody has any right to say anything about any fighter, technically. I mean, we all sit here, we talk shit, but, you know, anybody that makes that walk is ultimately got my respect. You know, but the way Ronda handled herself in victory, I think, is why a lot of the people acted the way they acted with her losing. You know, she was a fucking stuck-up bitch about things, which that was part of what made her who she was. You know, it's like you're going to have as many fans as you are haters when you're in that position, and that's the way it goes. That's why she is so polarizing.
What do you think, Omar?
I just don't understand why anybody would hate on somebody for going out and trying to get paid, man. You know, I don't get it. It's not as though she's going around and saying, hey, listen, you know, I'm suddenly going to have the only real matches in WWE history. You know, she's always been a fan. She always should go out and get her cash.
The people that are talking are just fucking haters. That's it.
They're gonna hate.
They're gonna hate.
They're the people that hate on Tim Tebow walking in and you know hanging out with a mentally handicapped fan or whatever. I've seen him catch hate on that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen everybody catch hate on everything. For God's sakes, you can put out a GoFundMe to hey, I'm trying to eradicate cancer, and somebody's like,
bro,
well,
I'm a hater. Are you kidding me? I was hating on Case Keenum all fucking year. Off, you know, different sport, but I'm just making a point. He did his thing.
Exactly.
I fucking was hating on him all year. You know why? Because I hate him. That's it.
because you just hate.
Like
Because you just flat out.
I just fucking don't like him. That's it.
Because he plays for the Minnesota Vikings. If he played for the Atlanta Falcons, he wouldn't give a shit.
No, I fucking hate the Falcons too. Thank you very much. They beat us in the NFC Championship last year. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh God, I can't keep track of the
I hate everybody.
games. I don't really
in
care.
The NFL. All right.
I don't really care.
Yeah, no
but
more.
To reel this back into what we're actually talking about here, it's just that I just don't get the people's hate for her, but then they'll love Misha Tate, who talks just as much shit. As a matter of fact,
she's a homewrecker.
She's even worse with the shit talking because she'll shit talk on Twitter after somebody loses. How do you
She's a worse
shit talk?
human being too. Come on.
Yeah, but how do you shit talk somebody on Twitter after they lose when she broke your arm and beat your ass, what was it, 2 times, 3 times?
Oh, leave Misha alone.
No. I'm sorry.
No.
Brian Caraway carried water for that.
I won't partake.
For how long?
I won't partake.
And I hate Caraway. I hate Caraway. To a T.
I don't care much for Caraway, I'll be honest.
I mean, I hate him
Misha,
too. I hate him too. But, like, come on, man. She goes and gets knocked out by some rando. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, really? That's not Caraway's kid? Good for her.
Oh, my Lord. How is this news to you? Stop it, Christopher. You knew that. You're just doing this for a fact. You knew that for a fact. Get out of here.
So when you say she's a homewrecker, you mean she wrecked her own home that she...
Absolutely. She had a little MMA. She might as well. Common law, I think they were together for 18 years.
Stop it. Please.
You know, far be it from me to be the moral absolutist.
I think this is a good move for Ronda because A, like I said, she loves the business. And B, it's another good way for her to make money because I don't think Travis
who's the real
is
winner
making the kind
in
of
this
money.
whole thing. Who do you think is the real winner here? I'll say
Vince
Travis
McMahon.
Brown.
Vince McMahon's the real winner.
Travis Brown doesn't have to do shit.
He's a kept man right now. He doesn't have to do anything for the rest of his life except wear banana hammocks and take pictures. You know, that's it.
Yeah.
It's kind of his thing.
Like hunt for, you know, like just get to do what he wants.
Well, no, I just, you know, I wish her nothing but success. I hope that the Vince McMahon and the writing team don't kill the gimmick before it can really get started, because I think they could do something really good with her with the steam the positive steam.
I have a feeling they've been building this Ronda thing. They've had a storyline in place for her for quite some time, I would imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And, I mean, it looks like she's going to be fighting for a belt at WrestleMania. So I'm going to be excited to see what she looks like
every
in the
night
ring.
on Raw, or is she going to be like Brock?
See, that I don't know. Because I have Raw on right now, looking to see if she comes out. I mean, I haven't seen her yet.
I would imagine she's coming out tonight. She's definitely fucking coming out tonight. She has to.
I'm hoping it's not going to be like a Brock situation, but I don't think you're going to see her in the ring for real until WrestleMania. I don't think they're going to do that yet. They're going to do that like kind of slow burn kind of thing, which is kind of the right way to do it. So we'll see. But like I said, I wish her nothing but the best. And so now let's spin off into our third topic before we get ready to call Mr. Darrow. Omar, it's a big day for you and I. It's a big day for you and I.
Oh goodness.
Renzo Gracie is going to step into the ring with Sakuraba one last time in 1FC. Sure, it's 10 years too late. Renzo's 51. Sakuraba's 48. Sakuraba is a Japanese heavy bag with eyeballs. But I don't care because it's so goddamn awesome. Are you excited, Omar?
I'm so excited, and I'm in the same boat. I don't give a fuck. I'm super. This needed to happen, like you said, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Who knows? But you know what? It's happening, and I'm excited, and I'm going to watch it, and I hope, like you were discussing before the show.
Do they have a date? Did they announce a date for this?
They didn't announce a date yet. They didn't announce a date yet, but it doesn't matter.
Right?
Hopefully it's in March.
It'll be in March, so we could have this kick off our little annual and hopefully new and improved. Who
are we going to have do the seating? Because the people that were doing the seating before were corrupt assholes.
I guess you could have just the first round matchup. I don't even know that really we should even do seating because then it kind of eliminates the purpose of the, it's like kind of like eliminating guys as they go. Let's just randomly pick names out of a hat. We come up with like 30 guys or whatever, 32 guys, 16 guys, and we just match them up randomly.
I like it.
Well, I can tell you right now, it's not happening in March. I can tell you that right now. There's no way it's
they
happening.
They need at least 2 years to get ready for this one.
Okay, come on. Look at this slander.
Renzo stays in shape. Renzo stays in shape. The guy just competed in Abu Dhabi.
They're both at
like
least.
I said,
they're both
anybody
at least
that's willing to make that walk, like these guys are going to go fist fight each other. I fucking will watch it. I'll watch any two willing participants fight. Sign me up. That's 100%.
So like I was saying to you guys, in the pre-show warm-up, it's a little strange that it's happening in 1FC and it's not happening in Ryzen. I think that's really weird, considering the ties that they both have with the ownership of Ryzen. The only thing I can think of is maybe, like I was saying to you guys, that this is probably going to be the card where Gary Tonin has his first fight, since Gary Tonin is from the Renzo Gracie Academy. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah.
For them to be having this in 1FC, because, God, could you imagine, Omar, if this was in Ryzen?
What, soccer kicks? No, 1FC allows soccer kicks. Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that Japanese mystique from when these two fought the first time in Pride.
Arena.
Yeah,
I don't know,
like
Tommy, I think that you're clinging to something that doesn't exist at this point.
How dare you?
It does, but no.
Pride never died.
This fight would be difficult for this fight to like carry that because of like they are their age.
They can have Gabby fight a school bus on the undercard.
Yeah.
Right?
Gabby Garcia is fighting women older than the two of them, and it's selling tickets.
Older than the two of them combined. It's like
maybe I just don't have. I understand, but the fight, it's not Pride. It's not. Ryzen isn't Pride. There's never going to be a Ryzen Rules podcast ever.
No, we'd have to call it like Ryzen Up or something like that.
Oh.
With the theme song to Rocky 3.
Oh boy! Oh Christ! I just died inside. Tommy, thanks for that.
I was thinking Ryzen just because Sriracha. Wow.
You have this love affair with Ryzen. Let's just.
Yeah, but Sakuraba was the Japanese hero. Sakuraba is what Ryzen needs for it to flourish like Pride did.
Didn't Mayhem Miller fuck him up?
Mayhem was legit. Year? Stop.
He was. I'll give you that, but I mean,
but what year?
Legendary legit.
it wasn't
he was a legendary
Sakuraba.
crazy man. Like, can we say that though? Didn't he get arrested in a church naked? Right?
Yeah, Chris was his wheelman.
Oh my God, mental health is no laughing matter, gentlemen. I don't know why you guys are laughing. Fuck y'all. Jesus.
You're the one fucking making the jokes.
Hey, not true. Not true.
But yeah, maybe it is the nostalgia for you and I, Omar, that's making us so excited for this fight. I just love watching Enzo fight.
It's not that it's not nostalgic for any MMA fan. That I just wasn't really super into Sakuraba back then, for whatever reason. I just wasn't sold on him.
Omar,
every time I seen him fight, he was getting his ass beat. But I get that was probably
this slander.
I mean, I watched him get his ass beat a bunch.
Utter slander.
Mhm. The guy fought with his ear hanging off.
That's a huge thing for me.
I have a lot of respect for fucking.
All right. That really touches me in a tough spot.
He's got his ass beat so many times though.
All right, his ear exploded during a match. Okay, he's always a gangster for me.
You know who else his ear exploded? Who was the guy that
James
fucked
Thompson.
him? That was the gross.
James Thompson.
Yeah,
That
James
was
Thompson.
Yep.
That was amazing.
The guy who used to run across the ring and got knocked out by Fedor's brother in like a minute and a half.
It's true. and you know what?
I could have swore it was like.
He was the second person that week that didn't give consent that Alexander threw down. So surprisingly.
Stop it.
Oof.
We do not make fun of Russian mafia members on the show.
Oh, that's true. No, fuck him. That's all.
No, he's back on the straight and narrow now. Supposedly.
Oh, he's baking bread in a monastery, right? That's the last I legit heard of Alexander Emelianenko. Not even kidding, gentlemen. He's making
good for
bread.
him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, good for him.
Not like money, guys. He's actually like baking bread.
No, he's actually baking sourdough. Yeah. Good call, Chris. Yeah, you had to. You had to clear that up because that's crazy. Fucking.
Yeah, somewhere out in Siberia.
I'm excited to watch that. Renzo always stays in great shape. If you watched him in the Abu Dhabi, he won at Abu Dhabi, and he looked pretty goddamn good.
More ripped up than I am.
He looks pretty good.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll be the first one to say,
Well, he calls himself the best-looking guy in MMA, and I'm not going to tell him he's wrong.
Yeah, get the fuck out of it. You're going to get raccooned. You're going to get double raccooned if you talk that shit. So don't even...
You sound like
Brian
Callen right now.
Yeah.
I do not sound like Brian Callen.
That's terrible. That was
Brian Callen he's asked him, who's the three best-looking fighters in MMA? He's like, that's a really good question, and one I've been thinking about for a really long time. That was
and then he goes... Then he has like a really deep prepared answer. Right?
He's like, without even thinking Luke Rockhold, number one.
He just says Luke Rockhold 3 times.
Alan Joban, he says usually, and then he's like, it's a toss-up. Kamaru Usman.
And then Joe Rogan's like, that man is the salt of the earth.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I'm
absolutely
just
right.
so excited for it. I can't. I hope it's the night that Gary Tonin finally gets his first fight. That would make sense to me. That would be it. That would make sense to me because it's something to to sell tickets. I don't know how good or bad ONE FC is doing, financially, but I'm sure they're going to be paying a pretty penny for Renzo and Sakuraba for that fight. Don't you think, Omar?
I would hope so. I think they deserve it. And, aside from one co-host on the show, most of the general public knows how to pay proper respect to such a titanic battle between deserving legends. So they need to get that loot.
What are you trying to say, Omar?
I'm not you, sir. There's a definite third party on the line right now that's scoffing in the background, being like, they shouldn't get paid more than a pack of Newports and some rum. I'm like, yo, no.
Are you speaking of me?
Absolutely. Oh, there he is. Good. Come on, man. You're not hyped for this
case at all.
It kills me.
I'm all about these guys making everything they could possibly make, getting paid. I'm not, I just am not excited for the fight.
You messaged me and said, I hope they get paid in icy hot. And I thought that was slanderous. And I was really,
well
was
done.
really fucking...
Well played.
Yeah.
I'll let it go.
Because it's probably true.
Nah, stop it. He didn't say that. His representation did.
It was way worse than that.
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay.
I cleaned it up. You're welcome. Out of respect.
So,
For
Omar,
everybody.
do you think
I think it's time.
Enzo gets him now?
Oh,
do you think Enzo gets him?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I think that to Chris's point, as much as I want to bust his balls right now, he wasn't wrong. Sakuraba went through a rough patch there, and by rough patch, I mean he got fucked up more than Japan did in every Godzilla movie. So he really, the city miles have been long on him.
And while Henzo looks to be in really good shape, Sakuraba looks to be in a specific shape.
Abysmal shape. He looks like he should be riding a train to an office job.
I guess you could say that about Sakuraba since day one. So it's not like,
No, when he fought Carlos Newton, he was a little less doughboy-esque.
But you get what I'm saying. He never reached his potential because of that. It's the same. I don't care what anybody says. If he would have taken training more serious, he would have been a better fighter. Simple.
Oh yeah, but then we would have never gotten him posing with a Rona with Sharpie muscles on. That's
we get it.
That's tremendous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm so excited. I can't wait till it's announced.
Whole Sakuraba thing.
Yeah, that he was drinking sake, that he was throwing down some Tiger beer, smoking like a chimney.
Him and Matsui back in the day. Matsui was hitting home runs. Yeah. He was just fucking choking people out.
The two of them were throwing them back and
both slaying dragons.
Oh. Whoa, what, they were doing heroin?
On Tokyo Night.
Hold on. What?
Well, no, he said slaying the dragon, not chasing the dragon. They're not American.
Oh, okay, sorry. So that's...
They're not Mayhem Miller.
Scaly
Did
vagina,
I just say that?
I guess. That's terrible.
That's the second Mayhem Miller reference of the episode.
He must be on your brain, man. Maybe he's trying to reach out. Pick up the call, the collect call. Pick up the collect call, guys. All right, that's all I gotta say. Accept the charges.
That would be a great guest. A great guest to get like a jailhouse call from Mayhem Miller.
I would willingly accept. I would pay for that. I would put money in his commissary if he called the show. I'd put money on his books easily. You eat like a king.
Right.
Ramen noodles
Omar,
for everybody.
Why don't you give our guest a call? And while you're doing that, I'll talk to Chris a little bit about the Jacare Derek Brunson fight this weekend. While you're calling our guest.
War Jacare. That's all I gotta say. Will do.
Yeah.
So Chris, do you think this fight does anything for Jacare? I mean, he needed this win after.
Yeah, he needed
that win though.
It doesn't necessarily do anything for him as far as where he's going to go in the rankings. I don't think because he's obviously, that was a step. I wouldn't say a step down because Brunson's world class, but you get what I'm saying. Like where Jacare has been, this is just something to get him back on track. And to be honest, Jacare has been like the forgotten man in the division lately. But he did, Whitaker did.
I mean, he signed that gigantic contract, the big fight contract, and then got dusted by Whitaker. And that was the last we saw him.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think this does anything title-wise or no?
I don't know, man. I don't think so at this point. I think he's got to at least get another big win. So who?
We got him on the line, folks.
I was just about to ask you.
We got him on the line, folks. Hold on. Let me bring him on. There he is. Aaron, you there?
Yo, I'm here. What's up?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Shamrock FC welterweight Aaron Derrow here tonight. He's the co-main event of Shamrock FC 302 coming up this weekend. Aaron, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing swell. I'm doing pretty good. I'm really good. I'm on my second gallon of distilled water, peeing like crazy, so that's always awesome the week of the fight.
He's waterloaded. Damn it.
So that's what I got going on right now. So
now, is
couldn't
this a
get
tough
much
cut
better
for you?
than that. No, I moved up to 170 just because I'm done with the massive weight cuts from 155. So I'm only cutting about 10 pounds in water weight, and I'll just cut that the day of weigh-ins. But it still doesn't negate the water loading. still something you have to do. It just makes the process easier.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that pH balance, man. You don't want to have a Uriah Hall situation.
Oh, good Lord. Don't, come on.
I'm being serious with the guy here.
I know, but like, don't put that negativity on him, Ricky Bobby. Stop it. Let's not even mention it. Jesus Christ. Sorry, Aaron. Good God.
It's all good.
Fuck. Oh.
So it's been a while since your last fight. What did you just want to take some time off, kind of regroup? What was going on there?
Yeah, I just I had a lot of off the mat issues going on to where I just couldn't focus on fighting and give it the attention I needed to give it. And it was actually sparked by my professor Claudio Matos, who kind of got in my butt to compete again. He gave me a fifth stripe on my brown belt, and he said, he pretty much said you're too good to just stop and not compete anymore. You got to get out there and compete. You know, you're not getting promoted until you get out there and start competing again in whatever it is. So, damn. Well, that's kind of an eye opener, and that woke me right up. I was like, well, looks like this is what I gotta do. That's what he wants.
A fifth stripe, for those who don't know, there's only supposed to be 4. So if somebody's giving you a fifth, they're trying to send you a message. Jesus, that's tough.
Yeah, that's what it was. No, fifth stripe was like, you got to get your butt out there and start competing again. You know, so that's kind of really what woke me up to compete. And like I said, I had a bunch of other things going off the mat that I just couldn't give it the focus I needed to be competitive in the cage. But all in all, that kind of sums up why I took a little bit of a break.
Well, you know what? It's probably better off then, because you hear these guys that try and compete when they have, like you said, all the off the mat stuff going on in their life, and it doesn't really pan out for them, and they always use that as the excuse. So it's good that you took the time off, and it seems like you're raring and ready to go now. I know you sound like you're semi-miserable right now, because the three of us know what weight cuts feel like, so we feel for you.
Yeah. And, my girlfriend was being awesome and supportive, and she was having some quick trip taquitos right in front of me with some nice cheesy dip. I thought that was was nice. Well, I'm just having a lemon. Like, thanks, babe.
Lemon.
I appreciate that. Lemon and water.
And that's like that's a cheat meal right now for you. Is the lemon instead of just the water. Fuck me. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless you.
But no, it's all going good. I think a lot of times, if you can't give something 100% focus and 100% effort, then just don't do it. Right? Figure out whatever the problem is and fix that problem. Right? But like you were saying, a lot of the guys they'll have stuff going on off the mat, and they half-ass the training, and then they just show up 50% just because they're not really in it. And I've done that several times, and it just doesn't make the competition, it doesn't make the process enjoyable, right? And if I'm going to do this, I'm going to enjoy the process, right?
Well, yeah, you want to have some fun. I mean, look, you got to look at it this way. This is the sucky time. The weight cut, the practice, that's the sucky time. Once you get to that cage and that cage door closes, that's the fun, right?
Oh, yeah. That's the blast right there.
So what do you know about your opponent for the upcoming fight for Shamrock FC 302?
Josh Weston trains out at Finney's MMA. From the video I've seen online, looks like he's a solid wrestler. Has some decent hips. Shorter, stocky type of guy. What he's going to have to do is he's going to have to blitz me, push me against the cage, and hold me there, kind of grind on me. I'm going to have a lot of reach on him. So, I don't foresee him wanting to stand with me. But I see his game plan just being, kind of a bulldog, trying to come at me hard, push me against the cage. Grind, clinch, kind of like Randy Couture. If he gets a takedown, not really much progression in position. It's kind of just going to like hold the position and grind. So I can see him implementing that type of style. I think with his body type, that's what he's going to have to do to try to be successful against me. So that's kind of what I see out of Josh Weston.
Well, I mean, they call you Daddy Longlegs for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not a short guy. It's not one of those reverse nicknames.
He's a fucking spider, that's why. Like, Jesus, this guy, goddamn, There's a reason he had the other 4 stripes on his belt before the 5th one. All right, gentlemen. This guy loves him some subs. Fucking A, man. It's a nice watching the video.
Jiu-jitsu is my passion, and honestly, if it does go to the ground, I'm pretty confident that I can get the submission. He's going to have a good base, so I might have to work for it a little bit. But I got some new sneaky moves I've been working on that hopefully I can pull off. We'll see. Crossing my fingers that works out. But if it does turn into a grappling match and say he does get the takedown, I'm really confident on my back against this guy.
Yeah, I was thinking about that same thing when you said something about his style might just be to try and take you down. He doesn't want to stand. Well, that must feel decent going into the fight because you just said you got a fifth stripe on your brown belt, so you have to be comfortable on the ground as well.
Right. But, that being said, that's talking about that comfortability, and this is what I've realized over, just 50-plus fights and having that comfortability in jiu-jitsu. You're comfortable there. You think that submission is right there, and it's right around the corner, right? But time just runs out on the clock.
Yeah.
So I think that's one mistake jiu-jitsu purists kind of make in an MMA fight is they spend too much time on their back, and that's something I've been working on in this camp is not spending too much time on my back. I'll kind of have a little timer going off, and if it doesn't happen, I'm popping right back up to my feet and just striking, using my reach.
Well, plus the strikes off the bottom always help, especially in the judge's eyes if he's just laying there. If you're just lacing elbows into his forehead.
Yeah, but it's just tough when you're on your back. The judges, you don't know what they're going to say, man.
That's so subjective. Like, you can have a guy on top in quote-unquote dominant position, but then you have the guy on the bottom in full guard blasting elbows, blasting punches. I've seen it go both ways.
The Conor Mendez fight's a great example of that. Conor was on his back, and he was crushing him with elbows, but you could have looked at that either way. He was on his back, getting hit with elbows, too.
Right. So that's one of those iffy things. I think that specifically needs to be relooked at, is that specific scenario. If a guy is on his back and you got a guy holding him, he's still a quote-unquote dominant position, but the guy on bottom is doing more damage, right? So who do you think wins that scenario? That's the question I've always been kind of asking myself. What do you guys think?
Well, we think the guy on bottom would be winning if he's smashing him with elbows and the guy on top is doing nothing but laying there. But it's just like you said, it's subjective. It's what the judges think, and most of the time these judges aren't knowledgeable.
Plus, if you're active,
a lot of fans are casual. Casual fans don't know what they're really watching a lot of the time.
Yep. Plus, you're active on the back. I've seen how you work off of your back. It's not as though you're sitting there and your closed guard is nasty, but you're not afraid to try to make something happen from the bottom. And I would give points in my mind with maybe it's bias with, hey, okay, he's trying to set up a sub. He's trying to get that sweep.
This is a very interesting topic for us because we've talked about this multiple times where the judges, like a lot of these guys haven't competed and they're boxing judges. They don't really know what they're even watching
Yeah, true.
Especially if MMA is new, like it was in New York of late. Like a lot of these guys, they've never had the experience to judge an MMA fight. So I think it just comes with better education. You've had like Bobby Wambacher on talking about this too. He's a ref. He actually refed a couple of your fights, I'm pretty sure.
Cool. That's sweet. I don't remember him. Probably too busy getting punched in the face.
He pulled you off of Ramon Barber, and he called the decision win against Nate Jolly. I got it up here. That was amazing.
Okay.
Oh,
okay,
man.
I remember him now.
I was too busy fighting. He says, "Get the fuck out of here." Oh, Christ. Well, it's good. You usually don't want to remember the refs, right? Aaron, like, 'cause if you do, they kind of fucked. They must have been fucking you then. So it's like, okay. You know, like,
yeah, true. Good point. Yeah. I agree with that one.
Yeah, you don't want to remember referees or judges.
No.
Then there's a problem.
Yeah. Just ring card.
Yeah, half the time I can't, if I really sat down and thought about it, but you're just so focused on the fight. You really, you forget that, and that's how you know the ref's doing a good job if you don't even see the ref in the cage, right? So half the time I don't even remember where the ref was whenever I was fighting or who he was even. Right?
That's interesting. I would feel like maybe I would want to know, but then again, maybe it would just mess with me in a way that it wouldn't help. So it's interesting to even think about that. Because you look, I guess certain refs that are more famous, I guess, like a John McCarthy, they have certain tendencies maybe you'd want to but then if it would mess with your game plan, that could go against you in some ways as well.
Yeah. Me personally, I don't like to try to overanalyze a lot whenever I go into a fight. I kind of have a game plan I want to do, and, I kind of have an A game plan, a B game plan, and whoever my opponent is, whoever the ref is, they're just there. But really, my mentality is just to enforce my A plan or my B plan for the most part, regardless of who the ref is or who I'm competing with. Right?
That's an interesting take. I actually think that's pretty cool. Just focused on one thing and one thing only.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it moves so fast. I just make it fun, and have an A plan.
Because it's already complicated enough.
Yeah. I mean, and then, getting elbowed and kicked, then you're like, where the heck am I? Right?
Yeah.
So just keep it simple. Keep it simple and have fun.
I don't know how much keeping simple it is, but I get what you mean.
It's simple, but it's not easy. It's one of those things. It's like.
So, where can I know Shamrock FC is seen on DirecTV and stuff like that? But what channels can the listeners find it on? Like if they have DirecTV and things like that.
I should know this. It's right off. I should know this. I would say go to their Facebook page, Shamrock FC, and check it out there. Yeah, that's what I got for you there.
Notice, hold on. I'd like to say that's 2 strikes on Tommy. Aaron, I got your back here. First off, he goes, "Hey, I hope the weight cut's going okay. Please don't have a heart attack or stroke." That was the first thing he starts out with. And then number 2, he's putting you on the spot.
Put the phone down for that shit.
Come on, man. Just come on. I got him. I know you're too nice, but I'll give him the business later, Aaron. Jesus Christ. The man's water loading, for fuck's sake. And you're throwing fucking riddles. Get out of here, Tommy D.
Hey, the listeners want to watch the man kick ass.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna see him yoke something up here, because if a dude who's that well versed already in jiu-jitsu, and not only in jiu-jitsu, but MMA tested jiu-jitsu, says I got some things in my bag that I kind of want to debut. That's intriguing for me, for any enthusiast on the ground. Like I'm starting to kind of catalog things that I've thought of, like, oh, nobody's ever gonna hit that. Aaron, you've got the frame and you've got the chops that you could probably hit some weird ass shit. I'm excited.
Twister.
That's immediately what I thought of. I thought of like Twister, Sorcerer.
Man.
I could see this guy coming out with,
That'd be a cool one. That hasn't been one I've been working on. But no, that's something I've always wanted to hit in a fight as a Twister. That'd be badass.
It would be, dude.
They're brutal. They're brutal.
Apparently, if you're Korean, they
so
earn you military service, though. Like, if you're Korean, you get sent to be in the military for 2 years after. But, shout out to Korean Zombie. But I wanted to ask you, Aaron, real quick. One of the things I always, with somebody who's, you mentioned stripes on the belt. So I'm assuming you train in gi, right, as well as no gi?
Whenever I have a fight scheduled, I don't train the gi.
Okay.
And I've noticed this for this specific reason, because it's such a different game. If I have a fight scheduled and I'm getting a little burnt out, I'll pop the gi on and do a gi class. But for me, since I've been doing jiu-jitsu for about 12 years, and jiu-jitsu is so much different than an MMA fight, I found if I train gi while I have that fight schedule, I kind of revert back to those gi tendencies in the fight, so I kind of have to cut those out, right, and train more of a high pace, no gi grappling, no gi wrestling type of jiu-jitsu, if that makes sense. So whenever I have a fight scheduled, whenever I have a fight scheduled, I really don't train the gi that much. But whenever I'm off camp and I don't have anything scheduled, that's like 90-95% of my training is gi.
No shit. Okay, cool. That's a
Well,
nice
that makes
mix.
sense. I mean,
yeah.
With gi, you can, put the feet on the hips and you're controlling the arms by the lapel. You can't really just hold your feet on their hips in the cage because you're just, you're opening yourself up to get elbowed and punched in the face.
I feel like
the biggest thing I've found, the biggest thing I found is the pace. Gi, you can, once you get good with your grips in your gi, you just lock a position and you play the stagnant, stale game. But that almost never happens in an MMA fight. An MMA fight is transitions, moving, and that's the danger, in my opinion, training consistent gi when you have an MMA fight schedule, because you're not going to be used to the fast scrambles, switching from position to position to position. And in the past, that's what's kind of gassed me out, because I didn't train those fast transitions. And I'm kind of stuck with gi, that slower pace game.
I, for one, hate the gi. I can't stand it.
Oh, why is it? Oh, you just suck at it. That's it.
See, I like the gi because I get tired, so I could stall easier in the gi when I get tired. That's why I like the gi.
Oh,
for the exact reason he said.
This is amazing. This is just
because I do have the grip, but that's about it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was the joke that was a joke that my coach made. He goes, "You got your blue belt and you just retired gi. You just came for no gi." Exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's tremendous.
I wrestled, so no gi's a little bit easier.
You hear it? You hear this? Yeah. Those excuses.
Say that one more time.
It sounds like the excuses are coming out, Aaron. Right?
Yeah. I mean,
not coming to gi class.
Excuses, maybe a little lack of dedication. It's all good, though. I mean, everybody has their own thing.
It's like he knows me.
Shots
It's
fired.
like he knows me.
But that's the
it.
thing with wrestlers, though. Like, that's stepping outside of your comfort zone. Wrestlers just got, they're comfortable, this one area, this fast pace. That's why, honestly, the wrestler that sticks with the gi, ultimately, in the end, that's the badass grappler, right? Once you get a good wrestler,
that's when you get the GSP.
Yeah, exactly. That's when you get the legit grapplers, the guys that can wrestle and move and scramble and know how to play the gi. Those guys are badass.
Yeah, well, my teammate, one of the guys that we had on the show, Mike Elshamy, he's amazing at jiu-jitsu, and he's great at gi, and he was a really good high school and college wrestler. He wrestled for Rutgers. For gi, he loves it because he says, I could just be lazy. I could sit here on my back, control your arms, and just do whatever the hell I want with you, and he does.
Mm-hmm. Hear this slander,
that
Aaron?
also comes with this level of talent.
Yeah.
You're slandering your teammate, calling it lazy.
Those were his words exactly.
I hope he's listening.
Those were his words exactly.
I hope he's waiting in gi class for your ass. Next this
or no gi.
Yeah, or no gi.
But it's
Jesus
just like
Christ.
Aaron said. Aaron said with gi, you can kind of sit in one position. You could sit on your back.
That's why I like it.
No, yeah, and honestly, that's what makes the gi so casual, right? That's why I love training it whenever I don't have a fight scheduled, because you can make it as intense or as slow pace as you want. You have something like no gi, you're gonna be moving the entire time, right? But you find those stalemate positions in a gi and just lock up and play a slower game, right? So yeah. I totally agree with that. And you notice too, a lot of the old men only train gi, right? There's not a lot of old men that don't do no gi, right? And they do that for a reason, because of the pace.
Yeah. And they got that old man strength in their grip.
Old man strength is for real.
It's
real
so
thing.
annoying.
Especially like the jiu-jitsu brand.
One of the most annoying things
is no joke. Like
one of the most annoying things is like going against this like 45-year-old, black belt or brown belt, right? That just moves so slow, and he just sticks his grip, and he's like a statue the entire time.
Yeah.
You can't move the guy off.
Oh, it's the worst.
He has that old man strength. Yeah, I get that.
Or what they like to do is just let you throw them around until you get yourself tired, and then they just really start using that old man strength.
Yeah.
That's good. Obviously you're working towards your black belt, and I think once you tap this guy out, I think that's your black belt right there, brother.
Should
be. It's. Yeah, and it's not like I'm competing for my black belt. Whenever my black belt happens, it's just gonna happen, right? I want to clarify that Claudio's point was more so, you still have plenty of competitions under your belt, right? And you're not going to get promoted until you start competing more. Whenever it happens, right? It can happen after this fight, or it can happen 10 years from now, right? But the promotions in jiu-jitsu, I think a lot of people put too much emphasis on it. They think, I want to get this belt, when it should just happen, right? I think that's kind of the way it should be when promoting someone in jiu-jitsu.
Well, they say jiu-jitsu is the hardest martial art to advance in, because you're not paying for your belt.
Ironically.
Oh, boy. Let's see. Are we going to get him in this jackpot here, guys? Come on, man. He's being a great guest. I think we like
I'm sure he'll agree. You're not. You don't get a belt advancement because your payments are on time with jiu-jitsu. You got to earn that shit.
Oh,
well, jiu-jitsu is kind of becoming, Americanized. An old coach of mine, Andre Montecavlic, he said this probably about 5 years. He said, give it about 10 years in jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu in America is just going to be like karate. And you can kind of start to see with certain places, that's the way it's going. You know,
I think the more you incorporate the children, you're right.
I think
they're getting the business now.
But I still think jiu-jitsu in the whole still appreciates, you know, their traditional foundation of building, right? Where for the most part you still do have to work for it. But I am starting to see a little bit more belts are kind of getting handed out here, handed out there, right? And it's becoming more of a business. And it's just the way it is. It is what it is.
So I wanted to, since we're talking about this, I wanted to ask your opinion on this. What do you think of these schools that are giving people belt advancements who don't train in the gi, they just train no gi?
I mean, I really don't care that sort of thing. I really don't have an opinion on it. Like, that's just, I'm pretty free flowing. It's just like, that's just what they do. Cool. It works for them, right? As long as they can back it up. Seems like as long as they can back it up, you know, if they can't back it up, then that's the problem.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good point. Because I know there's a lot of conflicting views on it, you know, because obviously the old Gracie tradition way is you don't get belt advancement unless you train in the gi. And a lot of the schools are that way. But, like, you know, Eddie Bravo and 10th Planet, if you're there and you're advancing, you know, you'll get your belt accordingly like you would if you were in no-gi. I think it would be awesome to just, you know, if you're getting a belt advancement in no-gi, but, you know, I really don't know. I don't know everybody's thought press on it, you know what I mean? For me, jiu-jitsu, you know, and really whether it's gi or no-gi, if you reduce it, all jiu-jitsu is breaking someone's joint, putting it in a position it's not supposed to go, and hearing it go snap, right? Or putting them to sleep, right? Whether you wear a gi or you don't wear a gi, right? If you can do those things efficiently, then that's efficient jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think my opinion on this matter would be like the you're putting in the work, you're dedicated, you're showing all that, and you're displaying somebody that deserves to be promoted, then if that's what that's what they feel, then it should be up to the school. It really shouldn't matter, especially this day and age. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's all evolving now. It's definitely all evolved. I mean, jiu-jitsu's probably evolved leaps and bounds from the very beginning, you know, with all the moves and stuff like that. So, Aaron, when did you start training jiu-jitsu?
12.
Oh, when I was 18. I was 18 years old. So I've been doing it for about 12 years now.
Okay. What changes have you noticed in the jiu-jitsu game from when you first started to now, like moves-wise?
Well, a cool change I'm seeing, not necessarily moves, but how it's finally starting to move in the Midwest, right? And you see these younger kids, you know, they're 13 years old, 10 years old, at these tournaments to where the Midwest is actually going to grow like 20-year-old black belts, you know, in the next couple of years, you know. So that's something I've seen that I'm actually looking excited. I'm actually excited for, you know, the youth in the Midwest is really starting to rise up. So that's pretty cool. That's the biggest change I've seen, you know, and now it really it's everywhere now, to where you don't have to wait for a black belt to come in and teach a seminar or go rent a video and try to pick something up on a video. Like, there's so much more talent in the Midwest now. But the biggest change I've seen change in the Midwest is that we got some badass kids coming up that are going to be black belts when they're in their early 20s. So I'm kind of excited to see that progression in the next couple of years.
Now, are they just strictly jiu-jitsu, or are they MMA? Is it just strictly jiu-jitsu?
Talking about the kids and the youth?
Yeah.
It just depends on the school. Like KCBJJ, they run a strict jiu-jitsu program, to where something like brass boxing, right? We'll have like jiu-jitsu and boxing, and we'll have kids do boxing and kickboxing matches and jiu-jitsu matches, depending on the school, I guess, if that answers your question.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. So one of my last questions that I have for you, with MMA, are you also thinking about maybe trying to do EBIs and things like that with the combat jiu-jitsu? Are you looking to get into that pool as well with MMA?
I really have no clue. No, I just take it. Right now, I just take it one fight at a time, right? I mean, I'm going to be 31 in July, so I'm just taking it fight by fight right now and just seeing where it goes and having a good time whenever I do compete. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I see myself transitioning a little bit more into jiu-jitsu out of MMA and a little bit more into straight gi jiu-jitsu in the next couple of years. So I'm looking forward to that transition and see where that path takes me. But
so like
as far as,
like the Abu Dhabi route, stuff like that, Fight to Win live promotions. Yeah,
whatever pops up, and that's starting to become a thing now. These jiu-jitsu shows, they're pretty cool. They're putting some effort, fun to get on. But yeah, as far as me and my plans, I just take it one fight at a time and just enjoy the process now.
Yeah, Omar and I had done a video cast. God, it was about a year ago, right, Omar?
It's been a bit.
No way.
Talking about how these jiu-jitsu competitions are actually becoming a really great outlet for even guys who are retiring from MMA and still want to compete, still make some money. It's a great thing, and we hope they get bigger and bigger. We love it. We absolutely love it. Especially with the combat jiu-jitsu.
It was January 27th. So it's just a local professional jiu-jitsu tournament in town that I couldn't jump on because I already had my Shamrock fight on that. And, if I wouldn't have, already been with Shamrock, I would have been like, hell yeah, let's give this a try. But yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to doing that type of stuff in the future and having some fun with that.
That sounds good, man. So, Chris, Omar, you guys have any more questions for Aaron? Guys,
he scratched my itch with the gi conversation. I'm always looking. Some guests that we have in the MMA space, aren't down for dissecting this stuff. And I'm a BJJ nerd. So thank you, Aaron. Like that was awesome. Kind of breaking it down. Like you don't turn your back on either one. You train in each for different reasons. It's because this. You're knee deep in this game. Like sometimes you mention that debate and it's like Bloods and Crips, for God's sakes. Like it gets crazy with.
Well, it might be a personal thing with me training gi. I'll get bored with gi. Right, then I'll switch to no gi and just only focus on that. Then I'll get bored with that and I'll switch over to boxing for a week. Right, so I'm always training all the elements. More so just I get bored easy than anything. But I think I think you have to train everything. If you want to be complete, you have to be balanced, right? It doesn't doesn't make sense just to train one aspect.
Wow, he's really making me feel like a piece of crap for just doing no gi.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I'm glad. Way to go, Aaron.
You're making yourself feel like a piece of crap.
Oh shit! He gave you that sounded like the most American Brazilian way of my
I love
fuckery.
this guy.
Why you no come to class?
I love this guy.
Like he's
awesome.
about to drop that one. The fucking health and Gracie. Like, why you no come to class? Oh no, that's awesome.
I love this guy.
He's the man. I swear to God.
Yes.
Oh
my
Should we
God.
post
Chris,
it on
do you
your
have any
social
more
media?
for Aaron? Did we lose
No, I'm
Chris?
sorry. I'm sorry. I was reading. I was.
Chris is
checking up
looking
on
at
the,
Backpage.com right now.
Yeah.
For geese. No, he's trying to buy geese.
You're not far off. You're not far off. But
That's terrible.
I can't really say
Come
what.
on. Somebody cut his mic. Anyway, I think we're good on our end, Tommy.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, Aaron, thank you so much for coming on tonight. Hope you come back after your fight. Definitely do this again. I know you're going through a tough weight cut right now, but honestly, we loved having you on here tonight. So this is the point of the show where we give you the floor. Shout out your sponsors, everybody that you want to shout out. The floor is yours, bro.
Oh, man. Oh, shoot. I think the floor is cool. Just thank my family. I wouldn't be where I am today without my family's support, without my faith, without my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I've had a lot of help getting through some of the BS this past year. So you guys know who you are, and just thank you for that.
Oh, man, well, listen, we're so glad that you took the time out to do this, fight week. We are definitely very excited to watch you fight. We're going to find those fights. I'll have to message Jeremy later, but I want to thank Jeremy for putting us in touch and having you on. And, bro, honestly, anytime you ever want to come on here again, you are more than welcome. We are excited to talk to you after your fight this weekend, bro.
Sweet.
Hey, good luck, bud.
Yeah, good luck,
peace
man.
out.
Have a good night, bro.
Bye.
He was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
He was
Oh
definitely
my
a lot
goodness,
of fun.
Tommy, put me on the spot at the end. I fucking hate when you do that, dude. Right away. Like.
So what?
That's tough, though.
It's just
the
fun.
back page. I fucking, oh, Jesus.
No, because what it was here's what honestly what was happening. I was catching up on the chat. There was like 9 messages, so I was like, oh shit, did I miss anything? And I was reading, and then you hit me with that, and my mind wasn't even in it at that moment. And I didn't want to be like, oh, I wasn't fucking paying attention. And you're like, oh, back page, great, good save. And because it wasn't that I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to see if I missed something important. That's all.
So yeah, you did.
Sure.
Your final questions for our amazing guest.
For our guest.
I love.
Yeah, but
dude,
there was
he
not,
a great guest, man.
Yo, he was legit. And during a weight cut, too. All 3 of us know how much. Like, he was pleasant. He was with it, and he's water loading right now.
I guarantee you if he was fighting this fight at 55, he wouldn't even have been on this fucking interview.
He would have told us all to go fuck our mothers at some point in this interview. And we would have deserved it, because, come on, man, cutting to 55? The dude is 6'1". For fuck's sake. That's crazy. Get out of here.
Like, what do you think? 5'11", 190. I would probably have to fight at 55 to even
45.
be able to come close to compete. Right?
Nah.
So that's crazy. That's the crazy part.
I think
you really would.
You could fight at 155, but I think you would dominate at 145. And I think you could probably find middle ground with at a catch weight at 168 with Reggie Bush. I think you'd have to move up a little bit.
Fuck Reggie Bush up at 168, bro. He ain't getting down to 168.
Oh man, maybe if he cuts off a leg, for God's sakes. But
Yeah.
not the third one, hopefully.
Reggie Bush is very well trained. I looked it up, as Chris kept saying he could take out Reggie Bush, and Reggie Bush has been MMA training since he's been playing football.
So does that not mean that it doesn't mean I couldn't beat Reggie Bush's ass just because he trained MMA a couple days? He wrestled in high school as well too, didn't he?
Probably
Yeah,
did.
he did.
That's what's
Yeah,
tough.
so he'd fucking kill me.
That's tough.
He would kick the living shit right out of me.
That is tough. Oh, crap. Yeah, it took 66 shows, but we finally got that.
I will definitely
right?
tackle Reggie Bush in a football game. There's no doubt about that.
Get out of here. No. Yo.
There's no question about that.
I have to flame
it's a tackle. It's not. We're not talking about fucking anything crazy here. Like, I'm gonna hit him in his legs and he's gonna fucking go down.
Yeah, Chris got hurt in flag football.
Oh,
Chris's sister was the man. Chris's sister was the
Reggie
best
Bush
in
gets
flag
hurt
football.
fucking every week too. Don't let's not kid yourself. Football is a violent sport, no matter where it's played. People get hurt playing football. So I'm not even ashamed of that. I play hard. When I play hard. Fuck that.
Yeah. Chris is the only one diving for balls at a tryout.
Oh, no.
Not only better than diving for balls at a tryout than diving for balls on a fucking Saturday night like Tommy.
Oh, no, God. Come on. Okay. Guys, we were having such a good show. I'm glad Aaron's not on for this portion of it. It is past 10 o'clock. It's not past 10:30 usually.
It's not past 10:30.
No, it's not after 10. It's not
I wonder if they
WFI.
know what backstage means out in Missouri.
He was honestly a really fun interview. You could tell the weight cut is fucking pissing him off, and I get it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
you sound like you're pissed off at us. Or like, what the fuck?
No. Yeah. Oh, hey.
Watch
don't
that weight cut. You don't want to die. But
you don't want to get a fucking stroke and have a heart attack. Thomas D. For God, Lord's sakes. How do you start? How is that your go-to, your first thing? That you're like, you know what? Don't pull a Uriah Hall. What, you mean almost die? Whoa, bro.
You know what?
Amazing.
I thought it was a good interview.
It was a great interview. It was a great interview.
So don't kill my shine.
Don't give me Uriah Hall.
We did good. Tommy, you did great. You did better than I would have done. I'll give you that.
Yeah, obviously, considering you zoned out for the last fucking 30 minutes.
I didn't fucking zone out for shit, man. I was trying to catch up in the chat because there was 9 messages from fucking Kareem talking about full guard or something. I don't even know.
Hold on, he's on the show. He's technically on, and he can defend himself. Kareem, are you there?
Hello, Kareem. There's nothing. I wasn't talking shit. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
It turned out to not be relevant to what I was like. You know, I read it for no reason.
Wide awake.
We
have awake Kareem.
I'm just saying, like, in my absence, if I've been paying attention to anything, it's definitely grappling. And I don't know, like, Tommy's brain is stuck in like 6 years ago when who's training gi or not and being advanced therein was like
it's a
the
legit
biggest
question.
thing. The biggest thing involving gi right now is the fact that King Ryan is deciding that he's actually going to compete in it. Before that, I haven't heard the gi. Like,
wait,
Gordon Ryan.
I love that.
Do you live under a rock? Like, while you're working, do you get off work? Yo, do you get off work and like go crawl under a rock or something? How do you not know what's going on?
That's what, because the only pictures I see with Gordon Ryan, he's no gi, so he's going to start competing in the gi, huh?
He said 2 things. One, he's thinking of expanding his kingdom out into.
Take his shirt off and take pictures like everyone else.
He's thinking of going into ultra heavyweight.
Oh God!
Yikes!
And he's
I feel
also
bad for the
going
ultra
to.
heavyweights.
What are you talking about?
He's also going to go into gi.
He's going to give him the business. Right, guys? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I feel bad for the ultra heavyweights, and I feel bad for anybody with gi with the Danaher Death Squad leg locks. Good God,
dude, that's what he said. Like when he took a picture in his gi and said, "You all are fucked." That was his caption.
Yeah. For
basically announcing he's going to be competing in the gi.
And then Kareem posted it as his wallpaper.
No. It's not like, see, I follow all aspects. This is how I know.
I'm just fucking with you. Come on, we give each other shit on here. That's all.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I'm more excited over what's going on with jiu-jitsu and combat jiu-jitsu
than anything UFC besides the Cormier fucking Stipe fight.
Yeah, what do you think about
You're not
that,
excited for Habib and fucking Tony? Come on.
No, I am not excited
Rose
to
and
see
fucking Joanna, ex-champion.
I hate Rose.
Ex-champion.
Don't even want to say her name. Just want to hit the buzzer.
I will wait.
Oh,
Time
stop.
out.
Doug Rose is a fucking G. You
Time
get buzzed
out.
for hating Doug Rose.
Time out. Shut up. What about the Henzo Sakuraba fight?
It's got to be.
Oh, stop. We already talked enough about that.
Henzo's gonna serve him up.
Yeah. He's going to serve him up a big fucking plate of sushi.
Do me a favor. Mute Chris's mic. We have an actual fight fan on the line right now.
Oh, my God. Too bad we're not going to get to see an actual fight.
Oh. Oh, no. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm going to
what's
tell you
gone?
this right now. When we do get Henzo on the show, and he will be on, Chris will not be part of it.
He might be
Get
muted.
the fuck out of here. Based
He
on
might
what?
have to be.
Based on the fact that I'm giving you shit because you guys are like super overexcited about it. It's an exciting thing. I agree, 100%. I'll watch it. I'll care. I won't care like you motherfuckers will care, but I'll care. It's just not. It's nothing like super crazy. It's nothing like, we've talked more about that than the Stipe fucking Cormier fight.
We've talked about the Stipe Cormier fight. We've talked about
We've
it.
also talked about this. And that,
But right now we have somebody who respects the legends unlike some
stop.
people.
You're misconstruing my words, man. Respecting the legend is one thing. All right? You don't. It's time. This fight should have been 20 years ago.
Go back to your backstage.
Oh, man.
Deal.
So, Kareem, we were talking about
Stipe.
Stipe.
Czechoslovakian.
We were talking about Stipe. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I can't. So, Kareem.
Yeah.
We were talking about Stipe in D.C.
Okay.
Do you think Stipe takes that?
THAI.
Listen, in this one, it's the first fight in a long time. I don't even want to pick somebody because either one of them has the potential to end it at virtually any point. You cannot pick a clear guy one over the other because when you do that and get comfortable with a choice, that's when the other guy is going to shock the shit out of you.
Yeah.
This is one where I'm just going to sit back and watch what happens.
It's early for predictions in this one anyway because we'll obviously dig way more deep into this fight and see how the training goes, this, that, and the other. But I just can't. I think we're all mocked up at this point that like nobody could pick against Stipe until Stipe loses.
The one thing I will say is like DC wins. He either wins and defends once, and in that time Kane earns a shot and he drops it, and it'll probably be Kane-Stipe if Stipe doesn't get a rematch if Cormier wins, or Cormier wins and drops it immediately anyway, just in case Kane comes back and gets the shot.
I at least see Cormier like giving Stipe a rematch at the very least. I don't see it just instant retirement.
I mean, yeah, I figure that's the more likely thing, but either way, he's going to drop that belt.
Yeah. I think he's going to win it and drop it because Kane is saying he's coming back. Like you guys are saying, you think they're going to give Kane a warm-up fight? I don't think they're going to give him the chance to get hurt for a warm-up fight. I think he's going to get a title shot right away.
Actually stay in a fight, too.
I'm going to say.
You don't want to headline a guy like Kane until he proves he can, because that's a big risk, man.
I don't think.
You have Kane as the main event and he pulls out.
I don't think he deserves a title shot right away. I think he should be fighting once or twice. They were before this DC shot before Kane. Before this DC thing was stapled down, they were talking about Kane versus Stipe to kind of solidify Stipe as like the heavyweight.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, really only because that's the only guy he hasn't beaten that has a name value.
And they don't the UFC might as well just take a shit and throw the rankings out the window because that.
Well, I think we established that a long time ago.
Yeah, so you could totally see Kane's back. He looks great, and they go, you know what would be great? You know what makes a lot of money? Kane versus Stipe. I think Kane needs to fight once, maybe even twice, before he's back up there because they keep talking about what he did.
Maybe we get to see Kane Brock again.
He would destroy Brock.
I know, but that would be a good fight that would sell. They don't mind sacrificing Brock for a big payday. Brock will probably do it because it would, Kane coming back first. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I'm just trying to think of hypotheticals because there's really no way to tell how they're going to handle the Kane situation or Brock.
For real.
Because I do think Brock will be back.
I also think what Stipe just did, Kane's got a lot to prove to kind of get his legacy back where he wants it. I think if dollars and push came to shove, that Kane would sign to fight DC, and that it's probably just DC
fucking
that would
way that's happening.
Yeah, dude, the last couple of fights, Cyborg was all, Brazilians fighting Brazilians. I told the UFC I'll never do it.
Brazilians fighting Brazilians is way different than a teammate fighting a teammate.
But hey, man, listen.
You guys are so crazy about your teammates that you actually think Frankie's going to win against Max. And you think these two guys are going to fight?
Wow. Hitting low.
Exactly. Thank you.
God. Come on. You know my approach here.
Yeah, you're hating.
Listen, I'm
hating on you more so than Frankie. I'm just using him as the opportunity to get under your skin. I like Frankie. He's a great fighter. You know that.
You just don't get under my skin because when he wins the belt, you got nothing to say.
Or get under his.
I will have
get under his.
I won't. I'm not fucking. Maybe. I'll stand by my words. I think Max is going to dust him, but if he doesn't, I'll eat my words. I ate the GSP.
Yeah, you also said that GSP would never finish Michael Bisping.
Okay.
That was terrible.
Now let's start locking
call.
all the times everyone's wrong and start bringing it up because of course we're going to be wrong. I'm going to be wrong. I have no problem with that.
I've been wrong less than everybody else.
He didn't really look that great in that fight. Let's be honest. He got fucking his ass. He got carved up too.
Yeah, Bisping looked great when he was tapping real quick. He looked like George Sullivan when he was tapping.
Well, GSP had to make some adjustments. He made him. Hats off to him. But by no means, first of all, Bisping looked like shit in that fight, and he still fucking touched GSP up a little bit. And GSP doesn't want any part of any middleweight anyway, besides Bisping. He ain't fighting none of these other cats. No way. You don't even want Woodley.
Well, the poor guy can't do anything right now, considering the fact that he can't even hold his own, stomach in.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm not going to speak on his health, because that does suck.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with his colitis and all of that other shit. You got some people on the scene saying he might be done, and other people just saying it's going to be a while.
I'm not approved. I have no problem. GSP proved himself to me. I'll talk all the shit in the world, but you don't have shit to prove. He's got money up.
Hold on a second. I just now looked on the gram. The Mac official page has a quote from Kane's Twitter or some shit. He said, like always, I'm going to be in the gym every day to help my brother DC MMA become the next heavyweight champ at UFC 226. Once he wins, things could get interesting.
Yeah, he put that out. He put that out over the weekend when it was announced. But the things that are going to get interesting is DC's going to win and he's going to drop the belt. He's not going to fight his teammate. He won't.
Bro, that's not happening. First of all, they already know who's going to win that fight.
That's exactly what I'm saying, is that DC is the one that would probably never fight Kane, but to say that Kane wouldn't be willing to fight DC.
No, DC
to get
started off
as
Kane's wrestling coach. He's not even just his teammate. It's not happening.
Listen, I don't think it's happening either. I'm just saying it only wouldn't happen because DC would be the one to adamantly refuse.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that Kane would be open to it.
Here's the thing. I think it would be a fucking low blow shithead move on Kane because when Kane was the champion, DC wanted no part of heavyweight for that reason. He said, my boy is the champ. I'm not. That's his division. He wouldn't even entertain. He moved out of the weight class for that reason, and obviously other reasons.
Now he's moving back in.
Yeah, but Kane's not the champion, and he doesn't even have a fight lined up. It's not even.
You know why I don't think it's going to happen? Because I don't think DC beats Stipe. I think Stipe boxes him up.
Crazy.
Better than likely, yes. I'm just saying, like that.
It's gonna be such a good fight.
That don't look
oh my
like
God! I can't wait for that fight. Bro,
I know.
Think about that matchup,
I'm telling
man.
you.
Because DC's wrestling is otherworldly at that.
Dude, this is all DC going. Never fight Kane. I'm not going to do it. I can't even, maybe I'm not saying he's never said it, but I don't recall a time Kane was quoted or remarked this thing, I would never fight DC. I've always heard DC stick to that story. Never heard Kane say that once.
Well,
my thing on it is, I guess, money talks. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why
you'd never think
would rematch Stipe.
You'd never think you'd see
he would
Luke
get paid a
Rockhold.
lot of money for it.
Yeah, but you never think you'd see Luke Rockhold leave that camp, and he's in Florida. So
training, you know what I'm saying? Cormier on Fighter and the Kid, he said, Luke's got to do what he's got to do. He's always welcome to come back, but it's the same thing. Oh, he's supporting his boy. He's going to be right there. Even DC said it was a little weird to know that Rockhold was down there in Florida training in the same room, running drills and everything else with Vulcan. But it happened, something that if you would have asked Luke a year ago in an interview, he'd have laughed you off. But there it was. And you mean to tell me these two guys in the same gym, in the same room, Vulcan getting ready for that fight, training together, they didn't run drills together, Luke didn't give him any pointers?
Well, if Luke gave him pointers, he didn't fucking listen to one of them.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
And you don't know you don't know what's been going on. You could sit here and everybody's human, right? So how do you know that Rockhold wasn't there, texting DC yo, this is happening? You don't fucking know. He was just, I wouldn't want him there if I was Vulcan. I'll be dead ass serious. Fuck this guy, no way. Get out.
That's the same thing that I say. If he would have came walking in the gym, I'm like, no.
Not this week. Not this month.
We'll see what all unfolds with that as the weeks and months happen. But guys, I think we're going to wrap this up here. It was a great interview with Aaron Derrow, and hopefully we get him on again after his fight this weekend for Shamrock 302. Check your local cable listings. If you have DirecTV, check and see what channel it is. There's some really good fights that are on there. It looks like a pretty good damn fight card. Some recognizable names that are on there. So we'll definitely be checking that out. Apparently there's a fight this weekend. Dana White's been tweeting it out. I didn't know anything about it. Omar, did you know anything about it? Machida and Anders?
Who?
Exactly.
That's all I got to say about that shit. Just stop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Kareem, thanks for coming on. Finally, it's nice to hear you on the podcast and not sleeping. It's great that you finally called in.
So many jokes.
I don't got jokes. I saw that picture. Your hands are the size of Ngannou's. No more jokes. Going Kareem's way. Fuck
yeah, it's nice.
Same too.
Fuck that noise.
Nice to be back this week after missing last week for the work thing.
Well, listen, guys, this was a great show.
Although red dress from that work thing. That's the Ranger game, Tommy. That's the Ranger game right there.
Yeah, good for you. You finally take a girl to a Ranger game when it's our worst season in fucking 30 years. So anyway,
I don't care about that. Good, I'll get that. You know what that means? It's going to be a lot cheaper.
No, it won't. Trust me. It's just like Nick's
tickets will be a lot cheaper.
Spoken like a G, right
Kareem,
there.
again. Thank you again, Kareem, for calling in.
You guys are the best. I'm back.
Yes, you better be. So shout outs to our sponsors, the ones who keep the lights on. 80K Fightwear, Black Hole Jiu-Jitsu, Madama Jiu-Jitsu, 2-Minute Warning Sports 360. I'm the Reverend Tommy D. For El Professor, Omar Sangarima, my man, 2-Minute Warnings After Dark, Kareem.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
And for the happy casual, Chris Gucci. We are Pride Rules Podcast. We will see you next week. Good night.